Welcome to Paranormal Central, broadcasting live from Central California with your hosts Jeffrey Gonzalez and Alan Thomas. Broadcasting video worldwide at paranormalcentral.net and broadcasting audio on the... Are you ready to witness something you cannot explain?
Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of Paranormal Central, broadcasting live from the bottom left-hand corner of the Nevada Triangle in a city called Fresno, California. Hello, my name is Jeffrey Gonzalez. I am your host for the show. I'm also the founder of a group called the Sanger Paranormal Society. Been investigating the paranormal going on 14 years now, so I'm just not up here talking about it. I am living it. I got a team. And it happens that we have another member of the team in the studio today unexpectedly, which is awesome. Glad he can show up. So we have Alan Thomas over there, co-host. And
hi, everyone.
Forensic expert, Mr. Micky Burrow in the center.
Hi, guys.
All right,
hey, y'all.
We're going to have a good time tonight. A lot of things to talk about. Micky is here just because he wanted to stop by. And that's awesome, because we miss you, Micky.
Missed you, too.
We miss you. We're going to be talking about probably the favorite subject of everybody is Bigfoot. We went out yesterday, and we're going to talk about that. We got an audio that we're going to let you guys hear. People don't realize that everything is happening right here to the east of us, and people know where these things are happening, and now they're coming forward, and that's why we were able to go to this spot. We heard some stuff, and we actually, Danny Valdrama was with us, and he actually got it on audio, so I can't wait. Again, thank you very much for all those who showed up tonight. It's Father's Day. Congratulations, everybody. And I'm going to say pretty much us three, happy Father's Day.
Thank you very much. You too.
We're doing it here because last time on Mother's Day, we got plastered.
Yeah, we did.
We didn't have a show on Mother's Day because I went to my mom's house and blah, blah, blah. But I was tired and I didn't really do anything. We just stood home and kicked back, watched TV. The wife made some steaks, which is awesome. But thank you guys for showing up. We are broadcasting live HD video on live stream. How do you get there? Go to our website at paranormalcentral.net. We broadcast every Sundays at 6 o'clock p.m. West Coast time. And if you miss us on Sundays live, you can always go back on the rebound and catch us on our YouTube channel at Paranormal Central. Make sure you get the real one, because there's 3 Paranormal Centrals out there, and we're the original. And usually Alan puts up the video probably one day right after, probably by tomorrow.
One or two. I'll have it by tomorrow.
By tomorrow. It'll be up. So that way all you guys can go ahead and check it out. But if you guys,
long as they leave it one video.
Right. If we don't get stopped, and go part 1 or part 2. Sometimes that happens actually a lot. So, but all right. Again, thank you guys for showing up. Just a really brief, we're getting slack because we have told you where we're going in August. It looks like we're going to go to Amazon Prime in August. And that's where we're going to pretty much probably cut this internet show, and it's going to go away. And the only way to watch is on Amazon Prime. But people are tripping out because they're going, oh my God, I got to buy a subscription. Got to pay $10 a month, which is not the case right now. You can watch it for free. All right. It's going to be just, a show every week. But we're going to bring in the guests, and we're going to do it the right way. All right. So for those who are panicking and sending nasty emails to us, stop. It's going to be okay. Trust me. All right? Okay. So much to talk about. We're going to have 1, 2, 3 callers tonight, and we got Micky here. First caller who's going to be calling in is Christina. Christina asked to come on the air because of something that happened on the internet that she wants to talk about, and that's awesome because we know the person that she wants to talk about. Not personally, never met him before in person, but I know who he is, and we're going to basically let Christina talk about it. She's going to come on at 10 after. What time is it right now? It's 6:06. So, Mr. Micky, what's going on?
It's 666.
Not a whole lot.
Yeah?
Ooh.
So what's going on? No, it's not 666. Don't even go there. So what's going on? So
And a couple
I
more
heard
minutes.
I heard you brought something for us.
I did. It was maybe about a month or so ago.
Uh-huh.
I go to an antique / junk sale, and I was perusing around and came across something, and I hope you don't have one. I bought it specifically for you,
Okay.
and I wrapped it up for Father's Day for you.
Aw.
From your sweet baby to you. Go ahead and open it up.
Let's see.
And I
what
hope
it
you,
is.
like I said, I hope you don't have one of these, but
Oh.
I hope you enjoy it.
Nice.
Thank you very much. Look at this. I'm going to be taking this to work now.
It's packed full of $100 bills.
You would not be getting at them.
Bigfoot lunch pail. I wish we had a close up in here. We could. Thank you, Micky. That's awesome.
You're welcome.
That rocks, dude.
I saw that and I was like, that's got Jeffrey. No.
That's awesome, dude.
I gotta
Thank you.
have it for Jeff. So
I
I bought
rock.
it for you.
Rock. Thank you very much.
Happy
dude.
Father's Day.
Thank you, dude. Appreciate it. Thank you.
You're welcome.
A ride. Lunch pail. I don't know. Oh, you know what?
Put
That's,
it
that's exactly what I'm going to do with it. I'm
What
going
is it?
to put it right on the hand.
Oh,
I had
good
him hold it.
idea.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I'm going to do.
I got one and I keep all the patches. I have a leather vest and I want to put all the Bigfoot patches and everything on it. But right now it's my patch holder. The
The
lunchbox
lunchbox.
thing. It has a little key thing and all this stuff, It's pretty cool.
Right on. Cool. All right. So Christina, go ahead and call in. It's 10 after. I told her 10 after. Yeah, 10 after. And we're going to go ahead and talk to Christina. I haven't talked to her in a while, actually. It's been about a
Is
couple
she calling
months.
in on you or
No,
Skype?
it's calling me on the phone.
Okay.
And so we're just going to wait for her to call in. And for those who don't know who Christina is, she is from the Thule Reservation in Porterville, California. We became... How did we become friends? How did we become friends with Christina? Oh my gosh, I don't remember. Was it through your relatives or just no, just Facebook?
Yeah, I think she saw something that we posted through
Friends?
relatives and friends,
Right.
and was questioning on how did I get that and why and where and all that. But I passed the test.
Okay, here she is. I think that's her. Christina,
Hi, Jeff.
how's it going?
Hi, Christina.
Hi, Ellen.
Happy Father's Day.
Thank you.
I know
Appreciate
that
it.
you're the father and the mother
Oh,
and
that's
everything,
right, yeah.
and you do a great job, by the way.
Thank you.
So what's going on, girl?
Well, thank you for letting me come on and have a few minutes of your time here on the show.
Sure.
I just wanted to speak about something that came up this past week in regard to our tribe and our tribal images. Something was forwarded to my attention from a tribal member who saw something on the internet, and it was of a museum opening on the East Coast over in Maine. I believe it was a cryptozoological museum that Lauren Coleman is opening. And it was forwarded to my attention as a concern from this person because he's using a rendering of our Bigfoot, our pictograph. And we realize that there's a huge interest in it, and, you see it on TV all the time, but, it was done without the tribe's consent. It was done without regard to how we feel about it, and it just, we don't like to see exploitation of our images to the point that it may be plastered on something for sale or, in any way going to be profited.
Right. Now, because
So, it was a concern to quite a few tribal members, and they let him know. What I really want to relay tonight is that there's, our pictograph, and we realize that there's a huge interest in it. We realize that. But we want people to understand that these are sacred images to us. Mm-hmm. And they're not just drawings on a rock. They're much more meaningful. They have tremendous meaning to the people in our tribe. There's specific stories, specific songs. There's a whole another side that people don't know about.
Right now, right now, when you called me and told me what was going on, I actually went on the internet and I found those pictures. I have the first one up right now. I guess it's inside the museum that she is painting on one of the paintings. And for those who don't know, you might have seen the paintings on Finding Bigfoot. And we've talked about them here. As a matter of fact, we've actually showed them here because we were invited to go to the Thule. But
it's totally different than making a museum out of it and using it as one of the draw, basically.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, did he ever ask, like, when you guys started having, or if you even had any dialogue, has he asked for your guys' input, like, to really make an actual, what they call it, a museum piece, you know what I mean, where they tell the story and do all that? And
no, as far as input, not really. When this came to my attention, I immediately emailed him and I let him know in a good way, where we stand on this. And he emailed me back and apologized, but he never retracted anything that he said or even offered to take it down or in any way resolve it.
Right.
So we took this to the tribal council, we took it to the elders, and at this point, and I emailed him again and let him know at this point, nobody's asking him to take it down. Nobody's asking him to cover it up at this point. But we wanted to advise him that these are sacred images and that in the future, should he or anybody else want to use an image from our tribe, we need to be consulted first. Permission needs to be granted. There needs to be that blessing given to the project.
Christine?
And he never responded to that email.
Christina,
So I feel like going to that, doing that extra step of letting him know, he should have responded. We feel like not hearing anything is a slap in the face. And maybe it will change. Maybe the tribe will decide that it needs to be covered up because, again, he never even responded to that second email.
Christina, this is Micky, Jeff's guest on the show.
Excuse me?
This is Micky, Jeff's guest on the show.
Hi.
I teach a photography class, and this comes up quite often as copyright infringement.
Right.
Once an image is produced, once an image is created by an artist, now the rendering that they're using, is it a recent rendering, or is it something that was painted a few hundred years ago, or is it something that's recent?
No, this is from a pictograph that's several hundred years old.
Okay.
It's not up to 2,000 years old.
Okay. The only thing that you might have as far as recourse on that, as far as being a copyright infringement, is that the tribe owns the copyright to the image itself.
Mm-hmm.
So that may be recourse for some kind of action saying, hey, can you basically do a cease and desist order?
Yeah, and that's
Ask them
actually that's
nicely.
something that we are right now in the process. We're in discussion
Very good.
of doing
Okay.
a collective trademark from the tribe, and it's something that would be unprecedented because we feel like we shouldn't have to. There's some common sense. There's just we shouldn't have to do it, but we're going down that avenue. We're looking at maybe doing a collective trademark on it and really enforcing it because we don't want it to get to the point where we see our Bigfoot slapped on a T-shirt and sold for $20
Exactly.
at a conference.
Yeah.
We are trying to be understanding of the, we know there's a huge interest in it, but it needs to be done in the right way. And whenever anybody wants to, he says he wanted to honor our culture. Well, we need to know first, prior to you even putting it up, before you even use it, we need to know first. There needs to be permission granted. And, you know, by and large, most people, you know, they have that common sense. And unfortunately, it's going to be a few people that take it upon themselves to just take ownership of it, do what they want with it. That's going to ruin it for everybody.
But doesn't it seem kind of weird that, I mean, he says he wants to honor the tribe and everything, but only he doesn't have any contact whatsoever. He just starts doing stuff. Like, usually, you know, when you're wanting to set up some kind of thing in a museum and you want to honor someone, you get all the history on it, and you know, you do it the right way. That's the real honor, you know.
Right, and you know that. You understand that. He says he's Native, and you know, and I told him, well, as a Native person, then you realize that in order to honor the tribe, you need to present this. You need to ask permission in person. You need to get that permission first prior to any of this being done. Now, after the fact, he's wanting to fly out an elder to do a blessing. He wants to fly out, you know, somebody, and it's, you know, he's doing it in completely backwards. It's just...
He's going to get everybody ticked off if he keeps doing that.
Too late.
You know.
Yeah, it's too late, and it's pretty obvious that it's really just to save face, because he has received such a backlash from many tribal members. And, you know, to go to the extent of wanting to now fly somebody out to Maine from California to do a blessing, you know, that's another slap in the face, because now you just want somebody to go and justify what you've done.
Well, you
and
know,
it's not helping any. The fact that he hasn't responded to the second email, that isn't helping him.
This needs to be known, because what other tribal things is he going to use without permission? You know, I mean, a lot of, just to set I'm bad with words today, but only like other tribes, even though it's not their, you know, picture or tradition or anything, they're not going to like it either, because then because it establishes like something where anybody could go out and use anyone's history.
It's a precedent.
Yeah, precedent. Yeah. That's a precedent.
Yeah, and you know, that's something that, you know, a lot of tribes are looking at. And recently, you know, in the past few weeks, I remember reading about the Navajo Nation that wanted to sue a clothing company for using the term Navajo, for using images. And the courts threw it out. Had gone on for so long. Apparently, and there was no trademark on it. You know, so tribes are now having to that trademarking, even though, you know, it's something that we don't feel we should have to do. But unfortunately, because of instances like this, you know, we may be forced to do that. Now, we see our pictograph used to sell books. We see it used for promoting conferences. We see, you know, and it's out there. You can't, you know, turn the TV on without seeing it sometimes. It's on Ancient Aliens. It's on, you know, countless shows. And it's to the point where we're really getting tired, just sick and tired of it, because it's not just an image on a rock. It means much more than that. And without getting into that too much, I mean, that's our medicine. We don't even, I mean, I don't even want to go there.
Right.
But it's something that has really upset our people. And I just want to relay that, and I appreciate that you're giving me a forum, just a few minutes to present that to people and let everybody know that, you know, if you plan to use anything from not just our tribe, any culture, get permission first. Seek that blessing before you implement your project, and, you know, and upset a lot of people. Now, I'm readily, you know, available. If you want to contact me at the language department, you can contact any member of our tribal council. You know, our tribal website, TuliRiverTribe.com. You can go on there, and you know, easily you can contact any one of us. But go that extra mile, take that extra step to do that. Do it in a good way. Now, I remember you had a guest on your show, and I hope I don't mispronounce his name, St. Jean?
Yeah.
Who did the miniatures. I remember when he was talking about, his miniatures that he did, he acknowledged the tribe, and he remarked that, he put the pictograph rendering, but and I forgot his words, but in respect of the tribe, he didn't do an exact rendering of it. I forgot how he said it, but I was impressed by that. The fact that he acknowledged us, and in that way, he showed respect towards the tribe. Now, in the future, because of instances like this museum fiasco, we may be, going after everybody. Even though, there are some people that will be respectful, this is going to affect everybody.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to affect who we allow on our sacred sites, who we allow to go to different areas of our reservation. Unfortunately, even the ones who have been respectful, like yourself.
Right.
You and Alan, you were very respectful when you came here. Unfortunately, an instance like this, it's going to affect you as well.
Damn
and
it, Jim.
It's not fair.
Yeah.
Damn it.
That's how it is. And
Really has
it's
upset the tribe.
it's actually going to have longer, further reaching than that, because now a lot of the other tribes that have like pictographs and I can't remember what the other name they call them, but everyone's gonna yeah those, and everyone's gonna be looking at this as maybe shutting down, public access or access.
That's right.
I mean,
and it has come up.
Yeah, I mean, it could have really big effects all over the whole country, and maybe even into Canada.
Yeah,
just
and
one dumb
and I
guy,
can't speak for my tribal council, but I appreciate you allowing me, at least giving me this, small amount of time to come up and address it.
No
now,
problem.
I don't have the authority to tell him to take it down, even though, if you ask my personal opinion, I would cover it up. He didn't have a right to do it. He needs to take it down. That's my personal opinion. And it's the opinion of many of our tribal members. I don't have the authority to tell him to do that. I'm not a council member. But it's going to be discussed in the next few weeks. And should that change the decision of the council, we may see that happen. But what he's doing after the fact isn't helping his cause.
I heard that.
Christina, it may be beneficial if you guys have lawyers, to consult them too, and have him send him a letter directly, certified mail, where he acknowledges he received it, and you guys get confirmation of that. It's easier to ask for forgiveness than it is to ask for permission. Bottom line, and if you hit him, with a cease and desist order and threatened lawsuit, what grounds would he have in order to deny that? There's a tree over in Monterey, California, that's under trademark. It's a lone standing cypress that's on the coast. If you photograph that and sell that photograph, you're under trademark infringement and you will be sued. And they've said that. As unfortunate as it is, the legal world that we're in today, that may be the only route that you guys can go.
And you know what's cool? Micky is in law enforcement, so he knows what he's talking about law enforcement wise, but then he also is like an A1 professional photographer, and I mean, like,
that's what he
the
does.
best in the world. And if you ever need any photography, you might look him up.
Well, as in regard to this issue right here, we're in the beginning stages. This is just really upsetting, but we're looking into, because of intellectual property, cultural, it's really something that the tribe is going to look into, and how it's going to affect everybody, we don't know, but I just wanted to let people know that. And if you wanted to share my contact info, Jeff, on your site, or, the tribe's info, just so if anybody has any question, or if you want to know if
what's
you
your
need
what's your website?
Well, you're on Facebook. They can get a hold of you on Facebook, yeah?
Yeah, either that or, you can look up my email or, any of our council members.
Yeah, they just go to the tribe's website, right? What's that? What's the address?
TuliRiverTribe.com.
TuliRiverTribe.com if you guys want to know more or get in contact with everyone.
Cool.
I actually been thinking for a long time, that is old on the rocks. And I don't know if you guys...
I was working on right now. Culture is very important to us. And this, you guys know, we've had discussions on that. We're very careful to not exploit the resources that we have.
Right.
Our language and our song, or, our culture, our rock. That's...
You don't want a defamation of your religious character.
We take
also,
it very seriously, any kind of exploitation of our culture.
Right.
No, and actually, I would like to see you guys share it more, like get it all lined out and the whole story with, like the book that you have, that only more like a big book, like encyclopedia type thing that shows the language and the whole thing, and save,
there are a lot of things that aren't meant to be shared. Mm-hmm. So that, even having the language that he was putting up on his site, he needs to get permission to do that.
Oh, yeah.
Most of the stories, the true traditional stories, are handed down. You're not ever going to see them in print.
Right.
You're not going to ever hear them being shared with a non-tribal member. And unfortunately, there are people who have affiliation with the tribe who feel like they're given unprecedented access, and really, truly, they haven't been. They think that just because they've been guests of the tribe or worked for the tribe, that they have this, unspoken agreement from the tribe that they're allowed to do it, and they're not. And so we see people exploiting it in the way of using it for conferences, using it for their books, and really, without going into too much detail, we're looking at very specific incidences of, people profiting off of these images. And I guess that's all I'll say on that.
Right.
It's some illegal thing that we're going to pursue. Okay. But I just wanted to let people know, if you ever have if you ever wonder, should you be using, something, contact us first.
Right.
Give us a heads up. Let us know what it's going to be used for, and at least do us that courtesy. Have that respect towards our tribe or any tribe.
Any tribe. I was just going to say that. This doesn't go for just them. Every tribe would.
That's right.
You should respect all of them.
And he relayed to me that he's Native himself, and I didn't know that. And my question would be, well, why not use your own tribe's images? Why steal from another tribe? And those are answers that we would like to have. And like I said, he hasn't responded to us. So there are a lot of things that he's doing that, he's not helping his cause.
Okay. Well, thank you very much for coming on, Christina, and hopefully that you can get this squared away with Lauren Coleman. And we'll see what happens. Keep us in the loop, all right?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, thank you, Jeffrey, for letting me come on for a few minutes.
Not a problem. Anytime, okay?
Okay.
Okay,
Bye,
have
Christina.
a good
day. Can't wait to go
Bye-bye.
squatching with you soon, huh?
Yeah.
Okay. We'll catch you later.
Okay.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye.
All right. That was Christina from the Tule Reservation. And
I actually think she's being pretty nice about it, because really they could be a lot more like they could go into the news and they could crucify the guy. Really, if they wanted to.
Well, that's I'll see what happens.
I guess if he keeps on course, he might be, huh?
Yep. So okay. Let's see. Who are we gonna go next? You know what? I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna call. You guys, if you guys follow me on Facebook, we were out yesterday. A couple of shows ago, the last part of the show, somebody texted me a story that a family who was camping up in the mountains, they had some weird stuff happen to them when they arrived. They were getting stuff thrown at them, and they heard some sounds around the campsite, like crunching, like somebody walking. And then a dark rock was thrown at them and pretty much scared them. They had a Doberman Pinscher. It got scared as well. as they got in their vehicle and decided, you know what, no more camping here. As they were leading out on the dirt road, somebody placed a big log in the dirt road.
Seen that happen before.
Exactly. And
Yeah.
they were totally tripped out. And what they did, because they didn't know where to go, is they placed the story on a page on Facebook that was Fresno 4x4 club. And they basically said, has anybody ever experienced this before? And then while we were on the air, somebody sent me that link, and I went and I read it while on the air, and I went, what? What?
And really close to us.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, was it near the spot?
No, it wasn't. But last year, Danny Valderrama has a friend at work, said, you need to speak to one of my friends. And I guess they went up looking for a spot to go camping. And they arrived at this one spot, and I think it was the father and the son. The son got out and took his dog, and they went and walked around. And while that happened, he said he saw something peeking on the edge of the tree line.
Yeah, he actually thought it was a plastic grocery bag.
Moving in the wind,
it was
I guess.
white.
Right.
And then, so he didn't pay no attention.
Going back and forth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
And then he finally saw what it was, and it was, to him, a Bigfoot, but it was a white Bigfoot. And scared the pants out of him, and he got back on the car, and they took off. Well, for a while, we've been trying to figure out where this place was. We finally found out. And yesterday, we tried to go and find the spot. And we think we found it. Why we think we found it? Because we arrived on the site, and the first howl I did, it responded to us. And we're not going to play you that yet, but I placed this particular show's on our Facebook wall, and I put up a picture that I took with my cell phone of power lines that go from Courtright all the way down to the flat area of Clovis. And I've heard, and anybody who's involved with Bigfoot know that Bigfoots like to use these power lines as highways. Why? Because when they place these tall truss with the power lines that deliver millions of volts or whatever it is, they have to cut away the brush so it looks like a highway way up the mountain all the way down to the valley floor. And all of the sightings that a lot of people have is right around this type of situation.
It's like a path of least resistance for them.
Yes,
Yeah.
and it's like straight down, straight back up. So when we arrived, sure enough, Highway City. I mean, power lines, the whole 9 yards. I took pictures, the whole 9 yards, but when I posted the story sort of kind of on the Facebook, a friend of mine, I have a lot of friends at AT&T where I work, and he says, man, that's where we go sort of kind of, and we've had experiences too. So now all these people are coming forward. But he told me of another story that he had up in Shaver that he wants to talk about. And I want to get him on the phone right now to talk about that really quick. And then we're going to get Danny on the phone. And then we're going to talk about what happened to us yesterday. So let me call the guy from AT&T. And we're going to get him on really quick. His name is John. And then we'll go ahead and talk to him and talk about his experience. I don't know if he has more than one experience, but I like getting people on here. Oh, there he is. He was probably listening. Hey, John.
Yes.
Hey, how's it going?
Pretty good. How you doing?
Good, man. All right. So have you had more than one experience? I mean, you're probably an avid camper, right?
Pretty much, yeah.
Okay. And were you born and raised here?
Yeah.
Okay. So you go up to the Sears a lot. What part of the Sears do you guys go to a lot?
Generally just about Shaver, off in that area.
Okay.
I've explored everything up in there.
Okay. So yesterday, you texted me a story that you had. Or did we talk on the phone? I don't remember.
No, we were
Just
messaging
back.
and forth.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. cool story that you had, and I said you need to come on the air and tell everybody your story. And this happened last year, right?
No, actually, the one in the snow, well, I followed the tracks. That was like 25 years ago.
Wow. Okay. All right. Well,
Yeah.
tell everybody that story, 'cause that's a very cool story.
You want me to start right now?
Yeah, go for it. You're on the air. Sorry, you're on the air.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. Yeah. At the time, I worked up at the ski resort. I was a lift operator. And I had the day off, and a buddy came up, and we skied all day. Then that night, we went down to the local bar just to, chase girls or whatever. And it was dead. And we walked out and walked down to the lake. And it was dark, but it was a full moon, bright moon. And we got down the lake's edge. We found some mountain lion tracks. So that kind of excited. We started following the track, crossed the road. We picked the tracks again, follow them up through the wood, and that's when we came across the Bigfoot tracks. And these tracks, in this full moon, there was only about 6 inches of snow on the ground. And I could tell this thing was walking, because I've hunted, and it wasn't running. There was no heel strike or any push off from the toes were disturbed. It was a walk. And we had to leap back to track to match its stride. And this thing was coming down this hill to a point, it was like a large curve. And I got down to the point where it could see through the trees to lights where it just came from, and it started curving back up. And this whole thing took probably half an hour, 45 minutes of us following the track. And about halfway up the slope, there was a baby waiting by a tree that joined it, and then two of them walked together back up the slope. And we followed them for quite a ways, and I can't remember at the time who said it, but they had said, what are we going to do if we see this thing? And we got scared. We ended up running away, running back down to the highway.
Do you remember how big the big Bigfoot tracks were as far as the print? You remember?
Oh, they were huge. I would say they were at least 12 inches.
Okay.
And the baby, I estimate the baby to be maybe like a child's size 6,
Okay.
And they were very clear in the snow. That incident right there made me a firm believer in Bigfoot. That's what changed everything.
So
it's true.
I've known you this long, and this is the first time I've heard the story. And I've told you stories about what we do and all this, and you've never told me this story. How come? How come you've been keeping this a secret?
I don't know. It's a lot of times I've told the story to people, and they're all like, "Oh yeah, what were you on?" And you get kind of ridiculed. And
right.
So I just tell it to friends that it comes up.
Right. Right. And
the
that
experience I had last year, that's the one where I heard the knocking and the voice.
Oh, where were you guys at? Same place?
You want me to tell the location?
No. Never mind. Is it like near power lines though?
No.
No. Okay. Wow.
It's not. It's different from that area that we were talking about.
Okay. So are you talking like with Sean, Courtright, Dinky Creek?
Let's say halfway from Shaver to Edison, or Huntington.
Okay. And what?
And I had went in the night before. A buddy was meeting me the following day. He was coming over with his wife. So we got in there that evening, actually pulled in my fifth wheel, set up camp, and in order to get back in there, I had to make sure that the trees and stuff were scratch and crater. So I had walked in. And at that time, there's nobody in here at all. Perfect. So we pulled in, set up camp. I got up in the morning, and I had walked out and was just kind of hanging around outside the camp waiting for a buddy to get there. And that's when I heard the knock. And at the time, I didn't put two and two together. But I was going, man, that is a strong knocking. I was trying to imagine, and over this time thinking about it, it was so much resonance. It wasn't like a baseball against a tree. It's much larger. How to explain that deep sound of that knock? It was a huge piece of wood. It had to be.
Okay, so a huge piece of log then against another log.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Okay.
And so I was thinking at the time, man, someone else must have pulled in it, because there was another campsite where it was coming from that was probably 150 yards away.
Okay.
Somebody must have pulled in there. And then I heard what I thought was like children talking, and I was just really straining to hear the voice, but it's like jabber, kind of. And I just, I just, like I was messaging you last night, I just feel like I just kind of blew it because I didn't realize exactly at the time what I was hearing. And then later in the day, I walked over there, and nobody had pulled in there. It was a vacant spot.
Right.
And we were the only ones around for miles.
So did it sound like you said, jibber jabber, like, and did it sound like a conversation was taking place between 2, 3?
I'm not sure, because it was a constant gibbering. It wasn't like a back and forth thing.
Okay.
But it was so faint. In my immediate thought was, it just sounded like children jibber jabber. You know?
Wow.
Like the one for us yesterday sounded like a woman, like a lady.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And we got a hoot back, and we're gonna play that in a little bit. But see, this is why I wanted you to come on, John, is because just before you first started, I said, why didn't you ever tell me the story before? And it's because you feel that people are going to laugh at you, and I'm sure it's already happened. I'm sure. I'm pretty sure. You've been at a party and said, "Hey, this is what happened to me," and then look at you and go, "Okay, what were you smoking?" Or
exactly.
Even now at AT&T, I'm pretty sure you now, because you guys all know what I do. You probably talk to Mike and Sonny and all those guys, and with what you guys have been visually, on my show, then you guys are probably now stepping back and going, "Holy crap! This stuff is real."
Sure.
Because
I said, those facts made me a believer way back then.
Right. Yeah. I mean, did you actually see the toes on the footprint?
Oh yeah.
Oh, see. Okay. And then you think about, all right, who in their right mind, I don't know how early it was in the morning, are going to be walking in snow barefoot with no socks, no shoes.
That was like our first.
Well, that's what I would, would think to myself, is that for somebody to fake that would be a real illogical location. Because the only reason we came across that is because of mountain bike trails.
Right. And yeah, I mean, why would somebody fake something like that in the middle of nowhere where no one's going to see it just by chance you were there?
Exactly.
Right. And that's exactly how you need to, when you try to debunk stuff like this. Okay.
Right.
Who in the right mind would do something like that? If I was going to do something like that, I'd do it at a campground where there's people where they're going to see it. Not in the middle, not in the middle of frickin' nowhere where no one's going to see it. Why am I going to go through all that trouble?
I think anyone doing that is taking their life in their own hands.
Right.
Because most people are packing and they will shoot first and ask questions later.
Yeah, well, you're going to get hypothermia from the snow.
Yeah,
true.
Yeah, walking barefoot.
Lose your toes,
sure, exactly. And John, you're a hunter, and you probably had, well, not back then, but now you guys pack, and if anything's going to come across around the tree line doing stupid SHIT like that, you're going to take your guns out, and so be it.
Definitely a lot more aware now.
Yeah.
And especially after reading the Missing 411 book, you look at it differently.
Yes.
Now,
Oh yeah. It's like you live down here, dude. You see all of the missing people in the Sierras. I mean, now you're aware. Mike is now aware. All those guys who go camping are now aware, because we're trying to put the word out there. You guys need to be careful, man. Especially if you have kids.
Yep.
Right on. All right. Well, hey, I appreciate you coming on and telling that story, man. That was awesome.
Hey, no problem.
If you have anybody, you must have a lot of friends who like to go camping. If they have stories of similar situations, by all means, tell them to call me so I can talk to them to find out what's going on. If it's, something in the sky or more Bigfoot action. I want to know about this place, because of the locations as well.
You know what? There's another thing one of these times we got to talk to about the Black Triangle. I've seen that. And that, I saw it shaver.
Really?
At night. And this thing was way high, and it must have been humongous, because it blocked out the stars.
Wow.
It was something I never could figure out either.
Did it have lights on the corners, or?
No. It's completely black.
Was it like hovering or gliding?
It was gliding, and then it made an abrupt, exact 90-degree turn and went east. It was traveling to the basically the southwest, and then it made a abrupt right turn and like headed back towards Nevada.
Oh, Area 51, here I come.
Yeah,
Going home.
Yeah.
E.T., go home.
Right on.
I always tried to figure the altitude of that thing because it had to have been way high.
Right.
But but given the altitude, I was thinking, man, it must have been a mile across. You know, it had to have been huge.
Wow.
Man, that's not the first time we've heard that about
not.
the mile across thing.
Yeah.
I even asked James Fox about that.
Right.
And was saying, well, do you think it could be ours? You know, and he said,
where would
they build it and hide it? You know.
Have you seen the Area 51 runways lately?
Yeah, but he was talking about a mile wide ship.
Well,
you know.
Let's think about this. A mile. How long is a mile? A mile is a long ass way.
Yeah.
All right, and to even have that on standby someplace over, on top, you're gonna see it via Google Earth, or they. Well, it depends because usually they don't let you put on that. Yeah, I know. Well, I mean,
it's really hard to judge. I mean, it being night. You know, the same thing. I was up camping. Everybody had gone to bed, and I was laying in the lawn chair looking up at the sky, and I spotted this thing. And it was, you can't really judge the altitude at night.
Right.
Because it was just blocking out the stars. But it was huge, whatever it was, and it was way high.
Wow. Cool. Yeah, we have, the question is, was it ours or whose was it?
Well,
nobody will know.
We'll never know when
James
we die,
Fox
maybe.
Says
we'll never know.
Exactly.
Ours,
all right, John. You let me know if you see anything else. All right.
Yeah, we'll do.
All right. Thanks, man.
Well, thank you,
bet.
man.
Okay. See ya.
Hey, John.
Bye-bye.
Bye. See, and
That's a good story.
people like that are going to start coming forward.
Yes.
And they're going to start giving us these stories and directions and locations. When I placed that picture of where we were at, I started getting responses. Dude, we go there or not go there in that specific spot, but either up lower elevation or higher elevation, and we hear some crazy stuff. Now, is it all of the Bigfoots run up and down this highway? I don't know. Danny Valderrama, go ahead and call in, dude. Let's go ahead.
Like for me, I've been hearing about this white Bigfoot for over 20 years because I lived right up in that area, and I've heard it from tribal members, from my own kids and their friends and other friends, neighbors. I mean, I've been hearing about this guy for a long, long time, and it's weird to me that we're still getting reports of a white Bigfoot, and these people don't know they don't know. I mean, it's not like real well known there's a white Bigfoot running around. You know what I mean? Like, so they didn't hear the news and say, "Oh, I'm going to make one up and hoax it." You know?
Right.
Now, have you guys ever heard of anything or any sightings of any Bigfoot ever climbing the towers?
Yeah, I heard. Not the towers, but the lookout towers for the fire guys. I've heard of them climbing those,
But not the electrical towers.
No,
because that seems like that for a
who knows about
Danny.
Danny.
Young one that'd be fun.
Yeah.
Okay, just want to make sure that.
I
No,
think
I
they
haven't.
could do
I
it
haven't
pretty
had
easy,
any.
though.
I haven't. But if they
Careful.
do, they probably do it at nighttime. So because it's so obvious that something's going to be on those towers during the day. When we were looking up and straight down, we would have.
Well, I think the one that was there has a crush on Danny. I'm sure of it.
Danny.
Sure, it's not you.
Who does?
A Bigfoot, I guess.
The
I don't know.
Bigfoot. I mean, he was just being so cool with Danny. It's like, man, that Bigfoot likes Danny.
All right, what I'm going to do, guys, is
We listen to Donald the Marshall songs all the way up there.
there you. All right, what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to post some pictures from yesterday. First one is a group one. Yeah, Mr. Danny Valderrama, since he is a tourist, he has a selfie stick.
Heck yeah.
And
I'm
we were
never in the pictures. I want to be in the pictures.
down straight. So for those who don't know, there's Danny, Robert's in the back, and me with the baseball bat because that's what I was using with 2 wood knock. If you guys want to go do wood knocks, I suggest to get a wooden bat. I bought this bat at a swap meet for $3, and man, it does the job.
Does it
Right.
get the vibration too?
Oh, it's perfect. And granted, you know what? A couple times it hurt me big time, so I got to take some gloves with me. But yeah, so all right. Yesterday,
you got to stay way away from him because he's always swinging it everywhere or run right into.
I
that
was.
bat.
Well, I was trying to get the mosquitoes away from me too. That's what I was doing. There's so many mosquitoes up there. It's not even funny. Okay. the spot. Okay, you had a friend. How many years ago? Was this a couple of years ago, Danny, or last year?
I think it was last year.
Okay.
It wasn't too long ago.
Okay, and he works with you, right?
He works at one of my stops.
One of your stops. Okay, and then he.
Yeah, and they all know. They call me Bigfoot. Hey, Bigfoot. And when they show up to different stops.
and they basically told you, hey, you need to speak to what family member?
His brother.
His brother.
His brother.
Got it. And go ahead and tell everybody the story. What happened?
It was just his brother and his dad, and he drew me a map of how to get there, and said that when they got there, they were out scouting locations for camping, and when they were walking down a trail, they saw something white moving on their right-hand side, and they thought it was a big white trash bag at first. And then when they were coming back, it was still there, and it was like moving from behind a tree, and they saw it, and when he looked at it, he saw it wasn't a trash bag. It was something very tall, something full of hair and white. He said, and then the lower part, near the knees, there was something black. So he didn't know if it was like, first thing he thinks is panda bear. Oh my God, what the heck is a panda bear doing here?
The Sierras.
That's funny.
But he thought maybe that was a baby near its feet, because it was totally two different colors. So it's black and white.
Okay.
So
now,
and he just ran back. They ran back to the car.
Now, at that time, did he have a dog with him?
The dog was scared too. Yeah, they had. I can't remember what kind of dog it was.
Right.
But the campers, the 4-wheel drive club that you were talking about,
right.
They also had a Doberman Pinscher.
Right.
And the Doberman Pinscher was scared too.
Was freaking out, like wanted to get hell out of there. All right, so we went yesterday, and when you pinpoint a spot from Google Earth, it's kind of hard because they have to tell you, turn here, look for the red tree, the white tree, markings. And we passed the spot several times.
Brown pole.
Yeah, and we finally realized we think we found it, and we turned on the road because they told us about it. And I'm not going to give it away, but certain bridges and certain colors of bridges and all that kind of stuff. And
every time you get a report of the white Bigfoot, it's always in the same area.
Right.
And these guys had no clue about it. They've never heard about the white Bigfoot.
Right.
So when we heard that, we knew they weren't lying.
Right. Exactly.
Everybody else has reported the same thing.
Yes. And now we're talking Dinky with Sean. Right? In what areas?
Yeah.
Trimmer, all the way from Pine Flat. The first time I ever heard it, like 22 years ago, it was at Trimmer.
Okay.
And I heard about it 3 times in a month at Trimmer.
Weren't the Mono Indians also talking about that as well?
Yeah. I was trying to remember I can't remember the name of their little area that they have.
Okay. So we turned into this road.
I want to say eucalyptus, but it's not that.
Okay, so we turned into this road, and we started to go up. We made a right, and we ran.
I know.
Hey, who's in the background? Tell them to be quiet.
Sounds like you got it.
Who's that with you?
By a white Bigfoot?
Oh, that's my wife.
Oh.
Hey. Shh.
Bigfoot chatter.
Okay,
she's probably attacking him over his pajamas.
Okay, so we turned in, and as soon as we got into the clearing, I went. I think all of us almost probably peed in our pants at the same time. I mean, we knew that this was it. I mean, there's no doubt that this was the spot because all of what they were talking about, the markings, was perfect. What are you listening to? Are you listening to us?
I think.
Yeah, no. I just walked through the living room and the game's on. They're watching the game in the living room.
Oh, what game?
I thought it was a haunted phone.
No kidding, Phil. All right, so
I thought I lost you guys.
Okay, now check this out.
We were running.
When we go to a spot for the first time, I did bring some of my toys. I brought my digital recorder. I brought my video camera. I get out. We're stretching. I walk. And I decided to do a whoop. I mean, I went, whoop, really loud. Not more than a second later, whoop, it responded back. And I looked at Danny's face, and I looked at Alan, and they all looked at me, and they went, did you just hear that?
Yeah, and I was like.
And I went, son of a beep. I go, you're kidding me. Now.
It was higher pitched than you.
Yes, oh yeah.
No, you sure it wasn't an echo?
No, it wasn't.
No, it wasn't an echo.
No.
It wasn't. And I
It was
thought
a totally
of that.
different sound.
Absolutely. Mickey, I right at that point, I said, No freaking way. I'm going to debunk this. And I said, okay, sure, it's Father's Day, and where we're at, there's not a camping ground. All right, there's no camping spots, no trailers. Now, farther down, far away, there were campers. But if let's say there was a camping site not more than a football field away, and let's say I did go, woo! If there was a family on that other end, they would probably go, what was that? What was that? Oh, there's somebody over there. What did they do? They went hoops. Well, do it. Go ahead. Do it. Okay. Now, the lag response time in all that would probably be a minute, 2 minutes, if they wanted to fool around and respond back. The response time on my first whoop was probably half a second to a second. It was instantaneous.
Yeah.
And that's why as soon as I saw Danny smiling and Alan almost peed in his pants, I went, oh my God. So we started just listening. And I started whooping some more. And I broke out the bat. I did some wood knockings. Didn't get any wood knockings at first. But we heard a couple of the whoops back. And then the third whoop.
It couldn't have been another person because first of all, that family that was camping near us,
right?
They were pretty far away.
They were way far. Yeah, because
they probably wouldn't hear it.
Exactly. Because
every time you did it, it was a different whoop. I mean, you did it different tones and all that stuff.
Right.
The whoop that we heard was exactly the same every time.
Right. Now, was it the second or third one? It got closer.
We could hear it getting closer.
We can hear it get closer.
You were banging and you were yelling.
Right.
And it was like calling it in. Say, hey, come here.
Exactly. That's what I was doing. I wanted to call it in. Now, stupid me, I left my digital recorder in the back of the back of the truck. I didn't even turn it on. You were smart enough to get your iPhone out, and you started to record. And
I was just recording the area, and I happened to get.
And you got one. So what we're going to do right now is I am going to play you that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn off the mics in here to get that ambience noise of the AC. So it's going to be completely quiet like this. That's quiet. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn up this volume on the recording that Danny got so you can hear it. It's obvious. I don't have to point it out, how many seconds, whatever. I'm going to let
nobody was talking.
And nobody was talking.
No talking.
No. And I'm going to play it several times so that way you guys can hear it. Now, if you guys have earphones, I would suggest to put them on right now or turn up the volume because it's actually it's going to hit you right in the face. You're going to hear it. So what I'm going to do is that is over here. I have the EQ on to EQ it up higher than that. Oops, don't want to do that.
I have it copyrighted, so I'll charge you.
Whatever. All right. Okay, so I am going to play it. Here we go. All right, I had to adjust the volume. I'm going to do it again. Here we go. Okay, I'm going to turn up the volume even more. Hold on. You know what? I'm going to turn up the volume over here. I'm going to go even higher.
Yeah, you need earphones to hear it.
Okay, I'm going to play it again one more time. Don't talk, Danny. Well, I was turning this up. Okay, I'm going to do it one more time, but even louder. Here we go. One more time, last time.
reverberation and the echo. You can kind of hear it.
Were you able to hear it? Yeah. It was very high pitched in sound, and it's I couldn't even do that if I wanted to scream like that. I no way I can do it. And let me just make sure I got all the volumes right because I don't want to blow you guys out of the water. How come?
See, we actually did it
Check
a lot
one,
more
two,
times.
check 1 2 check 1 2.
Than
Yeah.
that, but only we didn't get it recorded.
Yeah.
We were actually interacting with it for a while.
And you got wood knocks back.
I had one wood knock, just one, and it was really close. Oh, I'm sorry. It was one wood knock, and we were just sitting on the stumps there, and we heard and that was probably 75 yards away, and we all.
I think it was closer.
You think it was closer?
Yeah.
It was hard. I turned right away to where I heard it. So did Ellen, and then Danny, did you hear the wood knock?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, yeah.
I heard two.
You
It
heard
was
two.
at different times, but
I only heard one because of my ears. But so,
it screamed, and it was getting closer. And then when it got closer to us, it stopped screaming. And I had the parabolic dish, and Alan was standing next to me, and you could hear it didn't scream anymore, but it was chattering.
Yeah.
We could hear.
Yeah.
see that I didn't hear, and only
then
because
I looked at Alan, and he heard it too, at the same time.
yeah,
It was near us, but we couldn't see it anywhere. We couldn't hear any trees breaking or branches or anything like that. But then after that, it didn't yell anymore. It didn't talk, and then we heard the wood knock.
right.
The ground was pretty soft and moist from the rain from just about a few days ago.
Mm-hmm.
So really, I was even walking around and not making a lot of noise. The Forest Ninja could walk through there and make no noise. I guarantee it right now.
Right. Now, we started hiking, driving around that location because you see the open field. I have a 4x4 truck, and I was able to go around obstacles and go farther down, upwards. And we found this, and Robert was out hiking before, and he actually heard everything as well, which was awesome because he was farther away than we were, and he still heard it. And he saw this creek, so we drove over there, and I mean we're talking small creek, and
He's probably about 3 football fields away from us.
Okay, yeah.
He's on the other side.
Right, and we found this, and I don't know what to make of it. Maybe Mr. Micky can.
See, I thought it was pretty weird.
Did Robert hear any of the whoops?
Yeah.
He heard him too.
Oh yeah, he heard.
When
him.
he was
He was on
heard
the other side of the
But he
clearing.
heard him too?
Oh yeah.
Now let me ask you this: any way he would have done them?
No, because they were
Okay.
coming on a different direction.
Okay.
And
he was over there?
None of us could get. We all tried to make our voice high like that, and we couldn't do it.
Okay.
Yeah, no, it wasn't him.
Just making sure there was no
no.
cross. Okay.
Okay, now
Yeah, because he came over cussing after he heard it.
Yeah.
you know Robert.
Yep.
Very colorful.
Okay, so we found this near the creek. Okay, let me show you. I took pictures of it. As far as measurement goes, I put that wooden bat that I had. I put the wooden bat right there. And let me show you the back side of it. What would be the purpose of that? Now they were saying.
You know what my thought was right there when I looked at it?
Mm-hmm.
Wheel chalk.
Praise.
A wheel chalk. But what would be the purpose for the ones going up?
You got me, man.
It was next to a stream.
It was next to a stream. Now they were saying if the stream was
Not where you can get a car, though.
yeah, now if the stream was really going and there was a lot of water, even Alan, you said something to they could have put beers there to keep it cold.
Yeah, as I was growing up, that was the first thing we did when we went to camp. We would go to the creek. Only we used rocks, not wood, because wood float.
Yeah.
Okay. But only they reminded me of we'd make a refrigerator.
Holy smokes.
And actually,
So your rock got thrown at you,
you float your
Earthquake. Yeah.
Ricky.
earthquake. I think Bigfoot got mad at us.
So
He threw a rock at you, I saw him.
Luckily, it hit me in the head. You can't hurt me when you hit me in the head.
no injuries.
Yeah, no injuries. If it would have hit me anywhere else, I would be dying. But actually, like when we would make things, we would like make a rock thing like that in the creek, and then you float your beers and your sodas and everything in it, and water, and it cools it way down like an ice chest, and you could actually keep everything in that, and it's cold as the creek. So if the creek's running at 51 degrees or 47 degrees, all your drinks would be that.
You all right,
that cold.
Alan?
Yeah. It hit the helmet. Helmet head.
Call an ambulance on you.
It looked like a grave to me.
It kind of looked like that to me too, like a marking. But like what was weird is just
a lot of people missing up there.
Off to the side of it, there was an area that was all tore up, and where something was looking for mushrooms, and a big pile of poo.
More poop.
And it wasn't cow poo. It was some other kind of poo, but it was a big pile.
There's a lot
of
up
it.
there.
Yeah.
Is that a 4x4 post, or what is that?
It's just a
Just
stump.
a log?
Yeah, it's round, but it looks square.
What?
That-
No, on the other. Go to the other one.
That one?
Yeah.
That is just holding up. All these sticks are like this.
But it's round, but it had been cut off, like a post like that big around, and it was cut flat, and then then it looked like it got split.
But you have to understand, like you said, about 300 yards, 200 yards down where we drove is I don't want to say a campsite per se, but there was campfires built, like that's where people go to camp, and there was cut logs there for sitting. But there was in the actual. Let me go back over here. There's old poles with barbed wire all over the place. Okay, so that could be a piece of one of those. But as it was out of place. Okay, I'm just saying that was, we found that and I took some pictures. That's all. I mean, so. Anyways, we are definitely going back to this spot. I mean, we were all excited beyond belief. I mean, Alan was. You know how Alan gets people. Alan.
There's
and we're on, and this is why we want to leave live stream, because this is ridiculous. All I'm showing you guys is pictures, and then it's whatever. Okay, but there you go. We're going back, and I was upset at myself, ticked off because I didn't take any of my game cameras. I mean, we're gonna put them up there. I'm gonna gap up, and I'm gonna put them up facing at that creek where that location is at. There's a great spots there.
Call me, I'll go.
Okay, no problem. So when are you on vacation till?
Another week.
Another week. Oh, okay. So we're gonna go back.
It's a big area. There's a lot of roads back there too.
Yeah, there are. We just took a drive up. Now on the way down,
We checked the whole area.
we were hungry, and the only place to eat was the Wishan Market. Okay, so we stopped there, and we were inside looking. I got a couple. We got some cold sandwiches, and we were walking around, and then lo and behold, what do you know? They had a wall full of Bigfoot stuff at the
You're still not
Wishan.
back
At the
on.
Wishan. What? Yeah, I should be on
You're
now.
still not back on.
Where there's a delay. There's a delay, so you should.
Well, I'm not back. Yeah, the chat is on, but yeah, we're on.
It's still spinning.
Well, that's your connection, not mine.
So, what are the odds that the Wishan Market
A lot of
had
people
the
are
whole
buffering.
wall of Bigfoot stuff? That cool or what? There's
It looked like the Fresno airport.
actually the Fresno Airport is a lot bigger. It had a lot more stuff than that. Did you know that?
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I've been there for a while.
I walked in 3 years ago, and I gave him my card, and I said, you know what, you guys real. And they were, I think, starting to barely put those trees in the center, the
Yeah.
redwood trees. And I said, I this is what I do for a living. We get a lot of Bigfoot stuff, Bigfoot reports. You need to talk to the manager and see if you can get some Bigfoot stuff in here. And over the years, started increasing. Now they have a wall full of Bigfoot stuff. And I think it's the only international airport in the United States that carry Bigfoot stuff.
They
So, how much
don't
did you
have a
spend?
lunchbox though.
No,
How much did you
actually,
spend at the
I
Wishan
I
Market
didn't.
after this?
But guess who did? Danny. Danny bought himself some pajamas.
DJs.
Yeah.
Yeah, now he's gonna be a sexy beast.
Have you used them yet?
No.
Yeah, liar. That's the first thing he did when he got home. Put them on.
Put 'em on.
Yeah. Come
Look
and
at
get
me,
me.
look
I'm a
at me, look
sexy
at me.
beast.
Yeah, I'm gonna talk to your
Socks.
wife. Socks and
Bottoms, the tops, and socks. matching socks.
And you got a pin too, right? You bought a pin?
And a pin, yeah.
Right. And
I'm going back shopping.
Oh, well, that's what I was gonna say. The next time we go, we're gonna go back and buy.
We all got to get the same outfit.
I'll let you guys get the same outfit. I'm wearing something else.
You imagine for the TV show, we all freaking be dressed in that in a tent.
No.
Call it the Sexy Beast episode.
We'll fake it and let Danny do it. Okay.
I'll do it.
I know you will. Okay. So we had
Just
we had
make sure
fun
the
yesterday.
little door on the back is buttoned. Okay.
So for all those who want Bigfoot stuff, who go to the Sierras, go to the Washan Market, and that's near Dinky. Not too far from Dinky, right?
It's
Courtright, probably.
It's Courtright.
Washan.
Is it Courtright? Washan.
Yeah.
Okay. Go to the market there, and so we told them that because I told them great idea.
Near the abduction site, actually.
Actually, it is. It's right by there.
Really pretty close.
We were 2 minutes from.
No way.
Yeah.
That close, huh? I didn't realize Courtright.
I know.
was
That's
that
why I
close.
kept on saying,
There's a
"Let's
lot
go
of
to the
stuff
lake.
happening
Let's
up
go to
in
the
that
lake."
mountain.
We're
Oh,
only like
I had
2
no
minutes.
idea. I had no idea. Courtright. Now somebody texted me. Isaac, I believe his last name is Moto, or I have to go back in, but he texted me his story, and he was out there a couple of years back or last year, and he was fishing at Courtright. And he said they were doing some work on the dam there because he heard boom, boom, and very loud, right? And he said to his uncle that there's no way we're going to be able to get any fish because the fish are going to get all scared with all those booms. And then they noticed this, what he said, person on the ridge up there walking, pacing back and forth. And they go, why would somebody be up there? And then the person would hide behind the rock and then get up and look and get back down. And he goes, why is that guy up there? What's the reason for him to be up there? And he noticed that dude was really, really big compared to that boulder, stolder, whatever it was. And I said, that's cool, because, Courtright. And then last year, he says he'd never heard of us before. He went on the internet and typed in Courtright Bigfoot. Boom! We came up, and he became friend on Facebook, and he's been following us ever since.
Cool.
So, guys, if you guys want to go Bigfooting, go to Courtright, Washan, Dinky, any place, really. Find a secluded area by yourself. Take
If you get abducted, you know who to call.
If you get abducted, yeah, it's not my fault. You're on your own. I'm telling you right now, I have nothing to do with it. I'm just telling you, if you want to get probed, this is where you want to go. All right? Hey, that's the truth.
Go missing.
Or go missing. Oh, now since you say missing, yeah, we had a couple of more people. I don't know if I want to show any more pictures because we're going to go in. But 2 more people went missing from Modesto area in the Sierras. All right, Danny, is that it?
All right, thanks.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. All right, dude. We'll let you know when we're going to go back up, okay?
Bye, Danny.
All right, thanks, dude.
Hey, Danny.
Hey, Micky.
All right. Bigfoot City, let me tell you, it's pretty fun stuff. Let's go ahead. You know what? Let's go ahead and get a hold of Heidi.
Heidi. I haven't seen her in chat yet.
Really?
Yeah, not yet.
Is that how it works? She usually comes up on chat and tells us she's ready, or?
Well, I mean, usually when she's in the building or whatever in the chat,
Look over
she's
there.
ready to go.
I saw it moving. Your screen moving. No?
Yeah, it is, huh?
Why is it going up?
It got messed up with the sign thing. I just barely put
Well,
it back.
no. I mean, we got the clouds going up here, but I see it going up and scrolling up and down like if somebody's trying to get a hold of you. No? So, anyways. Okay, well, let's try. I'm going to show you the picture really quick. God, see, that's frozen right there. Oh, let's get out of there. All right. When Donald Marshall was on the air a couple of weeks ago, we were talking about, we talk about cloning and all that kind of stuff. And I mentioned to you 2 names that I got confused with. And the 2 names that confused me, the 2 people, were, let me show you a picture real quick. Elijah Wood and Daniel Radcliffe, one from Harry Potter, and the one, Elijah Wood, is on the guy on the right. And what's kind of funny is that, when we were talking with Donald Marshall, I mentioned one or the other, and he told me, no, you mean the other guy. And I said, oh, yeah. And the reason why I made that goof up is because to me they looked the same. And Micky, here is the guy from Harry Potter and Elijah Wood.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, pretty close. I mean, there's a sign of a resemblance, right? And that's how come I goofed up. Well, somebody caught that on Twitter and mentioned me on it. It said, hey, craziness, no wonder Jeffrey Gonzalez from Saying Paranormal got mixed up, and posted on Twitter, and I got a tweet saying someone was talking about you. Now, check this out. You guys all know the Orlando shooting last week, and I think it was the same day or the day after, they busted somebody in L.A. on his way supposedly to the parade, the gay parade, with and they pulled him over, and he had an arsenal of ammunition or weapons inside his vehicle, and they arrested him. Okay, look at both these guys, Elijah Wood and Daniel Radcliffe on the left. Okay? The guy they arrested.
I don't see it.
You don't see it? All right, there's that.
Can you put them up together?
No, I can't. I just thought that they were, I don't know. I'm showing you guys this because I thought they looked, I don't want to say exactly, but these two have come up in the conspiracy side of things lately, and then all of a sudden, this guy came up. As far as the guy who they pulled over and arrested for having all that arsenal. I'm just showing it to you. You can make up your own decisions, whatever you guys want to do. All right, come on, go to camera. Go to camera. Go to please later. Oh, okay. All right, so. Let me see what else. Let me see what else.
That was from April 24th.
What's that?
What you saw scrolling. I put it back up because the sign hit and knocked everything off.
Okay.
That's April 24th.
Okay. Also, just a couple of hours ago, actually about 3 or 4 hours ago, word got around on the internet that if you are a Star Trek fan,
look, he looks the same as all those guys.
Yeah. Same guy.
No.
Yeah.
This is sad. I can't believe this.
Yeah, he died last night. Anton.
Oh, I bet your son took this one really hard, huh? Isn't your son a really big fan of these?
No.
No, he just.
No.
Not Star Trek ones.
So the Star Trek, this guy, was he Chekhov?
Chekhov. He was the young Chekhov.
Right.
He was Chekhov?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Now, what happened to him apparently is last night. This morning, he was supposed to show up for rehearsal for something and never showed up. So somebody went looking for him, and I think he arrived late last night. So, I don't know where he was at. And he has a gate. I don't know if it's to his house or I'm pretty sure it's got to be to his house. He got out of his vehicle, went over to the gate to unlock it, and the car rolled down on him and smashed him against the brick. I guess the brick or whatever he was at.
Whoa.
And they basically found him like that, dead. So they said that the car was in neutral.
It keeps on sinking.
So they said that the car was in neutral when it happened. So he thought he put it in park, I guess, and he goofed up and didn't put it in park or something, and it rolled into him and it killed him.
It's
Bummer, man. Bummer. He's only 27 years old,
Yeah.
and the movie was coming out next month.
Next month. Yep.
That crazy? All right. Okay, let me just make sure there's where are we at? Showed you those, show you those, and show you those. Okay. Nothing from Heidi yet? I got her pictures ready to go.
Nope.
Okay.
Nothing Heidi.
You know what? It's usually about 7 o'clock. No, about 7:30, I think. Text her. Well, you know what? Send her a message on Skype. Can you do that? Or on chat?
Yeah, I just put.
Okay.
Are you ready?
Okay, cool.
And nothing back.
All right, cool. So what's been going on with you, Micky? I heard you were in Vegas.
Was in Vegas, yep.
And you scared the crap out of us and said you were going to get married and not invite us all. What the hell?
Yep.
And we went, what? That was funny.
Spent some time in the desert. It was a good time.
Desert for what? Just pictures?
Pictures, yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah. Found, we went and took some photos at night. Have you ever heard of a meditation circle?
Yep.
Kind of looks like the circle from Pet Sematary. And what you're supposed to do is go all the way into this meditation circle to the very center, thinking about whatever's bothering you, drop it in the middle, and then come right back out. And then supposedly this is not supposed to bother you anymore. So found one of those in the middle of the desert. It was kind of neat, and got some photos of it with the stars in the background, and yeah, pretty good. Yeah.
I like your night shots.
Thank you.
I know it takes a little bit of finesse to.
It takes a lot of finesse.
Yeah, I mean, I bet a trial and error
tripod
like crazy.
And experience to do.
But you had some. It was, I don't know, a year or so ago of Pine Flat, and they were beautiful.
Oh, that's right.
I think didn't we show those on the air with the orb?
Yeah, that's when we were over there, set up over there, not over here, when that happened.
Those were beautiful pictures. I mean, really beautiful. And everybody's waiting for Heidi. Actually, we're waiting for the Bigfoot to do its call.
I got Charles coming on here. Charles, what's up?
Oh, I was going to call you. You were talking about the Star Trek accident.
Right.
There's something about that. He was driving a Grand Cherokee, and there was a major recall. The shifters on those were defective, and they will show to be in park but be in neutral.
Oh
man!
And his parents.
I sense a lawsuit coming.
Yes.
Holy
it's like the Disney thing. Those are just lawsuits that are inevitable.
Wow.
Like on the Disney situation, the parents could go without a lawyer and have a piece of paper with $500 million on it, and they would settle.
Right.
Because if it goes to court,
they can own Disneyland.
Well, the thing that would happen would be the next time it happens, and this is going to happen because we're getting more and more lax, and then the anacondas and everything that have been loose down there.
Well, but wait a minute. Yeah, but wait a minute. Okay, I'm going to take my family to Disney World, all right? The happiest place on earth. I should not be worried about an alligator coming out of water any place on this resort and attacking my family.
Now, keep in mind the kid was in the water.
I agree with you fully.
Well, okay, but if there's crocodiles in that water on a Disney resort, that's absolutely asinine.
Yeah, I would
stupid.
Agree. Yeah.
That's like me saying like having that lagoon and dropping 1,000 watts of power in there and not telling you that's hot.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
There should have been signs this big. Alligators do not approach water.
Or have some kind of a fence.
Or
a 3-foot fence.
Or some type of fence. Or even still have signs. I mean,
well, even if you're on land, they get on land and they're agile. They can fly for maybe 200 feet. They can go up to 40 miles an hour.
Well, but again, this is Disney World, the happiest place on earth. This is not a zoo. This is not, there should not be alligators at all. I mean, I was looking from where the water was to where there was a picnic area with tents and chairs. There was nothing separating it at all. It was absolutely ridiculous.
Wait,
you know one thing that could have stopped that, though? Another thing that could have stopped that if either one of the parents had a gun.
Well, yeah, that too. But still, again, there should not have been alligators in that lagoon at the happiest. I'm sorry.
Well,
there should not.
Like what Micky said, the kid was in the water. I mean, you weren't going to stop it.
Right. Well, again,
you're just going to see.
Again,
he was wading. They said he was about ankle deep.
Right.
And you couldn't go out but about 5 feet, and it dropped off real abruptly.
But again, it's like 20 feet, 30 feet up. You have a swimming pool with benches, and I mean, where families go and relax, and not have to worry about an alligator in that 30 feet from them.
Yeah.
There was no signs posted.
That's like releasing rattlesnakes into Disneyland in Los
and not telling anybody.
Yeah.
So Disneyland.
Dang, that sounds like fun.
That's $1 billion. I would sue. I would take Disney away from them. I mean, like you just said, that they don't have to get a lawyer. They could just get a piece of paper, write $500 million, and say, "This is what I want," and I'm sure they'll negotiate and bring it out to $250 million, because that's just absolutely asinine. I can't believe
It'll be more than that for a dead person.
Oh, that's just absolutely ridiculous. I'm sorry.
And see, they don't want a court record either, because if they had a court record, a precedent said if they settle for a quarter of the next time, it would be 10 times worse, because they'd say, "Didn't you learn from the first one?" But
right.
it's well, have you heard anything on the Pallades, from David Pallades lately, or any of the disappearances?
No, not on anything. You mean on some of the disappearances that he had, or on our side?
On your side, have you heard anything? Have there been any new disappearances out that way?
Well, there's people disappearing now. Hey, whoa!
Look at me.
Now, granted,
they gotta die first before he knows.
The Fresno Police Department came out and said somebody started a rumor that there was some abductions going on around the Fresno area, and that's all it was a rumor. Because last week we talked about on our show, and I actually posted pictures of somebody found deceased in their car in Selma, and she was last seen like Brawley or somewhere over here. Somebody disappeared from the Tachi Lemoore casino. Somebody else disappeared. There was like four of them, and they're just finding them deceased, and that's the last I'm hearing about it. On what type of condition or anything like that, which is kind of weird. The old man they found in Trimmer Springs Road, they found him deceased, which is kind of odd, because we had one 6 months ago of a lady that went missing, and they found her car and her remains. She didn't have any clothes on, and she was naked, and found her deceased, and that was the last. You remember the one I thought I saw right here at the Vaughn's parking lot? I could have sworn I saw her parked there, and I went home, and I just finished grocery shopping, and I looked at my Facebook wall, and I saw the picture. I'm going, son of a bitch, I just saw her at Vaughn's. I took off over there, and she was gone. I called PD, and I called you several times. You never answered me.
I got you back to you. Remember, I got you in hold the detective.
Oh, that's right. Yes, yeah. I'm sorry. You're right. Yeah. I'm sorry. No. You're right. I apologize. And you, yeah. And, no, you're right. You actually called me back. And, but no, I could have sworn that was her, dude. I could have sworn, I bet my life.
Well, I mean, you talk about the no details coming out about these deaths or missing people or whatever. Keep in mind is they're going to be quiet about it. The reason why is they don't want potential evidence being destroyed. Whereas, let's say they come out and say, well, this person was stabbed to death. And the killer hears this, and they're going to go, oh, they know that I stabbed her to death. They're going to get rid of the knife. That's the first thing they're going to do. Whereas they may keep that. I mean, they're going to go through who knows what in order to try and cover up their crime.
Okay.
The other thing is, not that it happens very often, but I mean, have you heard of copycat people?
Yep.
Where they'll copycat, or you release details out there that only the killer would know about a certain situation. Only the killer would know about how this person died or where they died at. You release those details out, a person gets interviewed during interrogation, they're going, they say, well,
Right.
I heard it on the news.
I mean, I hear a lot about. I mean, my ears are open, and I'm pretty, observant, and I keep hearing as far as death go around the Fresno area. And there's a lot of people they find dead out in the country, and that's the last I ever heard of them. I hear about them. The killer never caught, the name, nothing.
Well, you'll hear things about stuff like that, but what people don't fail to realize is sometimes these people are involved in other things that we don't know about. By nature, generally, people are good.
Right.
They're good by nature, but they get involved with some shady stuff.
Right.
Whether it's drugs, gambling, cartel stuff.
Right.
I mean, that we don't know about, and it gets involved, and they find themselves in a hairy situation they can't get out of. Just to use this as an example, okay? Do you remember the program Breaking Bad?
Yeah.
Did you ever see that show?
Not really. I didn't know. No.
The whole premise is about a high school chemistry teacher who becomes a producer of methamphetamine.
Yeah.
And his whole premise is, he's up doing this to support his family, ends up getting into, sticky situations and everything else. Ultimately, he gets, comes and goes, gets in and out of them. A lot of people can't get out of those situations where they'll find themselves in a hard situation and they can't get out of it, and they end up getting either one murdered or die of something, whether it's their own doing or they find themselves But again, a lot of times murder is committed by somebody who they know.
Right.
Most of the time.
Most of the time.
Yep.
Right. Hey, Charles, is that it?
Yep.
Right on.
I'm going to give you there's something I want to tell you about off the air that I will give you a buzz after the show's over.
Okay.
And it'll be something that y'all need to be on the watch for. But hopefully, if there is something doing this in national parks, maybe they'll, after you hear this, you'll kind of want them to win in this situation.
Okay.
I'll talk to you later.
All right.
Call about 30 minutes after the show.
All right. Sounds good, Charles. Thanks.
Bye, Charles.
Right. Anything from Heidi yet?
Nope.
What
Nothing
the
from
hell
Heidi.
is going on? She sent me the pictures. I have them. Okay.
Says it's buffering again. Everyone's buffering.
Yeah. And welcome to live stream. And it's
Yeah.
and you know what? I bet you it's because I'm not paying them now the $50 a month. Is they're doing that to you guys because they basically want me to put up some money and pay you guys or
Put
pay
up
them.
Or shut up. No.
Yeah. So we're getting complaints that they're going to Amazon, and they're freaking out because now they're going to have to pay. We're doing it in a way where you don't have to subscribe to Amazon Prime to watch our show.
Oh, it looks like Heidi called.
Oh. And you want to?
Let me call again, Heidi.
Okay. Yeah, she just said ready where you are. So go ahead and call her on the Skype.
She said ready when I am.
She just texted me.
Oh well, I mean, have her call me. It's easier.
All right, Heidi, go. Oh, okay. All right, we'll get Heidi on right now. We'll get Heidi on right now. There you go. She's calling in. Answer it.
I'll be hanging it up.
Hey,
Hi, Heidi.
Heidi.
how's it going?
Good.
I see you.
All right. All right.
Hey.
We'll let Alan work on the getting you on the screen behind us, and so as he's doing that, how's it going? It's been a while since you've been on the show. What the hell?
I know, it's crazy. You guys fired me and then rehired me.
Bull crap. Don't spread rumors. Stop with the rumors.
You know, I can't get into the live stream. I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, you know what? People are having problems. I don't know what's going on, to be honest. I really don't right now.
Oh, there were others? having
Yeah,
it?
other people are having the same problem. I don't know what it is. I don't
was
know.
like-
Yeah. I don't know. Obviously, you've been gone for a while, so I was on I was paying them $50 a month to keep the archive on our shows on live stream, and a month and a half ago, they said they ran my credit card 5 times and it never went through, and they never contacted me to let me know. And then within 4 days, they erased all of the archives of 200 videos that I had on live stream, just like that, gone. Poof.
You are kidding.
No. So, I mean, granted, all of those, I'm going to say most of those are on YouTube anyways, but, so I said, you know what, that's not cool that you guys did that. Now, if I wanted to sign back up, instead of $49 a month, it would be $99 a month because they changed the price. So I'm saying, you know what, the heck with that. So that's why we decided to go with Amazon Prime, and that's not going to happen but until August. But right now, we're just going to have to go with the flow and and go with this and see what happens. But yeah.
There's be a way for them. They have a backup system. I'm sure they've got them somewhere.
Well, no, she said after I sent her a message, or the person that I was contacting, they said, well, she goes, you still have all your videos, right? You can load them on one by one. I'm all, really? You think I'm going to do that? No, I'm not going to do that. So.
Wow. Well, that's aggravating.
Yeah, it is.
I mean, we could load them back to live stream
That's
one
what
by one?
That's what she said. And I don't know how you can, but I'm not going to bother. That's 200 videos. Screw that.
Yeah, that would take.
And we
a
lost all
long
our
time.
views and everything. So no. So it doesn't matter. So
Yeah, but we didn't lose our followers.
no. And see that. Check it out, Heidi. We are gaining 1,000 subscribers per week on live stream.
Oh, that's cool.
You know, and here they're not like working with us. So I don't understand that. It's blowing me away. I don't get it.
So Amazon Prime had open arms for you.
Well, yeah, well, see, and on Amazon Prime, they have it where not just anybody can get in there and give them videos, but it has to be top quality, produced right, and closed caption. So it's got to be right. So we're going to submit to them to see if we can get a budget. If not, if they pass on us right now, which is fine, we're still going to submit to them and get it loaded on there. So that way, anybody, if you're on Amazon, if you have a subscription, you can watch the show free with no commercials. But if you don't have a subscription, then you can still watch it. But unfortunately, you're going to have commercials to watch.
No, not commercials.
So yeah, either way, you're going to be able to watch it for free. So people don't panic. People don't panic. So.
Cool. When is that going to start?
In August, we're going to. I'm hopefully going to start lining up guests here pretty soon, and start hopefully filming at the end of July, early August, and we'll go from there.
So is that a Miwok or a Bigfoot?
That's a mini Wookiee.
A mini Wookiee. Ah. Okay.
Yes. Somebody sent it to me for my birthday. Somebody that listens to the shows and stuff. John Holder. That was really nice of him. I'm like, wow, cool.
That is cool.
That's cool.
Yeah,
That is.
loved it. So I put it up.
Right on.
Very cool. How you guys been doing? My God. Alan looks like he's grown taller. I'm just kidding.
No, but I'm sunburned.
Sunburn. Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, you are. Huh?
Yeah.
Oh, gosh.
Definitely a red guy today.
You're a red guy. Jeez.
Right.
Well, it's good to be back on. I have been crazy busy. Life has been interesting, fantastic, and fun. So.
Good. So all right. So for all those thousands of people who don't know who you are, go ahead and tell everybody who you are and what you're all about.
Yes. Well, I was fired and rehired. My name is. I'm kidding. I'm Heidi Hollis. I always say that I've experienced a lot of crazy stuff. So I say I'm someone who has been there, seen that, experienced it, freaked out, found some answers, wrote about it, got over it. And now I'm trying to help other people understand this crazy world of ours and do some lovely reports on anything and everything out of the ordinary for Paranormal Central here. My favorite, of course, are UFOs and aliens, but I always get stories sent to me on Shadow People Hat Man because I named those two freaky things. And, oh boy, it has been a doozy lately with those topics. Let me tell you, I am absolutely just aggravated. But I want to tell people to check out my main website, which is HeidiHollis.com. So, yeah.
Cool.
Yes,
All right.
I sent you some pictures.
Absolutely. Heidi sent me over some pictures. We're going to go ahead and put them up right now, and Heidi's going to talk about those photographs. So let me go ahead and do this. All right.
Yeah,
So
and Heidi, this is Micky.
Oh,
Micky, this is
Hi, Heidi.
Heidi.
Hi, Micky. Are you holding those two up?
I'm trying to.
Is it working?
no, it's not.
I tried to kill Alan earlier with a sign on it.
Yeah.
But
He's one of our, a long-time member.
He's
and
our
he's in the science.
he's
field.
our forensic science guy
Yeah.
of
Very
the team.
cool.
So. All right, I got photograph number 1. You're a go.
Okay, so, oh my gosh, someone let me know that this was happening, and I've been trying to find more information on this, but because I don't speak the language of those in Malaysia, I found it a bit more difficult. So, this is a freaky story, and you can read along with me, everybody, with the pictures. This is supposedly a very dark presence that showed up in a school, and many people became afflicted by what they were seeing, and this is what they're saying. So one teacher told local news channel Astro Awani that she felt a heavy presence was hanging on to her, while another claimed that a black figure was attempting to enter her body.
Ooh.
And so you can flip through these pictures as you want. And then it says, since then, 3 more schools have been affected. SMK, Pengulan, Chipa, 5 girls were affected. SMK, Kenum, 20 students were affected. SMK, Kuban, Kerman, 8 students were affected.
So what country is this again?
This is Malaysia.
Oh, Malaysia.
Where the specter showed up. And one of them says that the specter was so ugly that I went into fits and felt paralyzed, like I was being pinned down by an unseen force. And then they show pictures of one of the schools. And one of the other people says, I could not believe what I saw. Both my arms began to go numb, and then my mind went blank, and I was frozen on the spot. So 3 different schools in different districts. I mean, dozens of people were seeing something comparable to what seems like either the Hat Man, Shadow People, or that lovely freaking Grim Reaper type. And, you know, one of the things that I was told about, and that I spoke of in my first book, The Secret War, is that these beings would become more ballsy in the end times. And because time will be short for them. So they'll try to act to gather more people, more souls or whatnot. And because, you know, their game was to play hide and go seek, essentially, you know, so they can, you know, get as many people afflicted as they could. But now they're just trying to gather and do mass, I don't know, I mean, soul influencing. I mean, it's absolutely crazy. So I thought that this put a pit in my stomach bad enough, right? And then someone sent me, you go to the one with the drawing of Hat Man and hooded figure.
I'm there right now.
Okay, and it says nearly 100 school children possessed by the devil see Hat Man. And I'm like, this is in freaking Peru, whole other country. And this is what it says. A mass case of demonic possession has caused some pupils to suffer from seizures, while others have fainted at the school. Almost 100 school children are thought to have been possessed by the devil and see visions of a man in black trying to kill them in what has been described as a mass case of demonic possession. The pupils in Peru are experiencing seizures alongside their horrifying hallucinations. Experts have struggled to explain the strange goings-on, which also include widespread convulsions and fainting at the school, which was reportedly built on a mafia graveyard. Like, that makes a big difference. According to local reports, as many as 80 students at the Elsa Para Flores school in northern Peru's Tarapato have been experiencing the supposedly contagious condition since last month. A pupil not named in local media described their experience. Quote, "It's disturbing for me to think about it. It's as if someone kept on chasing me from behind. It was a tall man, all dressed in black, with a big beard." Now that's different. "And it felt like he was trying to strangle me. My friends say I was screaming desperately, but I don't remember much." Another schoolgirl said she had trouble breathing and was desperately holding her neck as if someone was strangling her. According to her friends, she kept screaming, "Take it out." Another anonymous girl, age 13, told local media several children from different classrooms fainted at the same time. They said, "I got nauseous and started vomiting. I heard voices. A man in black chased me and wanted to touch me." Oh, I mean, I'm just, the chills, the anger. Hat Man, I guess I should tell people, is this entity that shows up all over the world, dressed in a black suit, 3-piece suit. He wears a top hat, a flat-brimmed hat, like a gaucho hat. He even flips it around and does cowboy hats and stuff sometimes, but mostly the gaucho hat and top hat. And his whole game, you would think, would be almost, you know, not too threatening, because he'll just walk out of your closet, glowing red eyes, sometimes solid black eyes if you see his skin at all. Tip his hat. He may threaten your life every once in a while. He haunts your dreams. He could be seen walking through your home, walking through the neighborhood, standing in the middle of the road. But his actions are not what scream so much as one's soul screams out when they witness this man. The feeling is so tremendous that they wish to never see him again, and for the rest of their lives, they dread the thought of him coming back because they feel like they just saw the most evil thing in their lives. And they'll refer to him as the devil. Without an introduction, they just get that gut feeling about him being that evil. And he's been seen alongside of shadow people and hooded Grim Reaper looking type of entity as well. And he's just, his leaning towards children has been a problem for centuries apparently. And he'll go after babies, he'll go after little kids, but he also goes after adults, and it doesn't seem to matter. He has no limits. He could also be very sexually aggressive and rape, beat people. He's not always so innocent in the way that he stands and watches and tips his hat. And then to hear that he's aiming for 100 at a time, I think, and I tell people, it's not just a possibility that you may experience this stuff. It's a threat, because it's like a plague. And I've told people even that know me, friends and family, I'm like, yeah, now that you know some of the stuff that I'm into, it's almost like a contagion. So I'm going to tell you what you need to do. Please bless your home, do this, do that, And they're just like, what are you talking about? And then they have crap happen. And I'm like, yeah, I did tell you, didn't I? And it's not like I'm carrying this freak on me, but he hates my guts. Yay, I'm happy. Hate his too. So it's like, he tries to isolate me, make me feel like, nobody will want to be my friend, because I've got this thing, trying to stop me from putting word out there on him. And I could give a crap. And my friends are still my friends. So
now it's pretty odd that 100 of these kids are experiencing it. Now, when you said hallucinations, right away I thought maybe there's some type of gas in the building, or that's what I thought right away.
Like what we were talking about yesterday under the light wires, the
EMF.
Mm-hmm.
But for them to all experience the same thing.
Yeah.
That's throwing me for a loop.
Now, could it be? Hey, let me just throw a thought out
Sure.
there. Could it be a conspiracy like, hey, let's all fake this at the same time so we can get out of doing something? Could we? I'm just thinking outside the box here, like, thinking of all angles. A group of kids gets together and say, hey, we want to get out of doing this. So
they describe the Hat Man, a phenomenon that's going on around the world, though.
Social media,
people
though,
are still discovering that. I thought I was the only one.
You know what, Heidi? All 100 of those kids are followers on your Facebook.
Yeah, right. I don't speak Spanish either, so.
No, I you know what? I know where Mickey's going with this. And the whole idea is try to debunk this. Yeah. Right. Be the devil advocate here, and it's to get that many people involved in a conspiracy, especially kids, and to go back to James Fox's interview with those kids who all saw those UFOs that land in the schoolyard in Africa. Even to this day, he went back and interviewed them, and they all pretty much said exactly the same thing. It's hard to get a bunch of kids to go with a conspiracy or a lie and not have one break. So I'm thinking,
especially after 20 years or something.
And you're in this field, Mickey. It's going to be kind of hard for 100 kids to really keep going with this, to get out of a test or to get out of I couldn't see that just to get out of a test. I just used that off the top of my head. Right. No, that's cool, and I'm glad you're bringing this up, because it's all about trying to debunk something like this, and it's kind of hard. Malaysia and Peru. How let's see, in Malaysia, what is their god? What do they worship over there? I mean, there's different.
Buddha.
There's Buddha. It's Christian.
Malaysia?
It's Christian.
I thought Malaysia was majority Muslim.
I don't know.
Well, from the picture, they look like they have the head covering, like.
Right.
Oh, they might
Yeah,
have switched to
Muslim.
Buddha, huh?
Yeah.
I
I don't
mean,
know.
I don't know.
more. No, come on, Muslim.
Right. I don't know. Well, yeah.
I know they have like Buddha statues around. Like that used to be their thing. One of the things though, like that you're gonna touch on that I get told a lot. Like I didn't realize how big a deal this Hat Man guy is until I started talking to friends and family, and almost everyone has seen it.
Yeah.
And the weird part is when it is being mean or real active, and it has other little ones with it, they feel like it's the boss. That's what my family and friends tell me. Like that's the boss one, and then all the other ones take orders from it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's an interesting
Well,
phenomenon.
my kid, when he was younger, had, what do we call those?
Night terrors.
Night terrors. Thank you. And he did see dark objects, but he never mentioned Hat Man per se with a long overcoat or hat or anything. It was always dark objects, and they just stopped. But
this stuff is. I literally felt like, and why didn't these people call me? I felt like kids on a plane and just jetting out there. I'm so angry. I'm so angry at this. I have.
Well, I mean, Heidi. If anybody wants, information on Hat Man, they just type in Hat Man, and it goes right directly to you, probably.
Yeah.
Right.
Pretty much.
Yes.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah,
Heidi.
and it's crazy.
Heidi, you said all the kids were affected. Any adults in Malaysia and these schools see anything?
Malaysia, I believe it said school teachers as well. Let's see here. Yeah. One of the teachers said that they felt a heavy presence was hanging on her. And trying to enter her body. I have thousands of individual stories from all over the world of Hat Man and shadow people, and it's just. It seems to be intensifying. I literally went for a massage, 3 days ago, and I briefly told the guy that
the guy. I get it. Okay.
He goes, I just saw shadow people for the first time in my life 2 weeks ago. He said, "Oh my God, these are real, aren't they?" I'm like, what is going on? I mean, it's just so fast. Stuff is going and it's popping and it's. People have got to realize this is real, and they need to get their defenses up with their faith, man, because if you don't have something to block this stuff, I mean, like I say, throw a shoe at it then.
Good luck.
It's pretty evil.
It better be a stinky shoe.
It's pretty evil.
Really stinky one.
It's an evil one.
They're working with the dark. You better be working with the light.
Right.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Absolutely
Now, I mean, not only Malaysia and Peru, but have you been getting a lot of other, experiences, sightings from people, and
that's what I was going to read next. Yeah.
Okay.
This one goes right in line with what we're reading off here. So, I don't know if I should say, but let's just say this person's email was something about hose, and I wasn't going to open it. I'm like,
what?
Hose? What is this? And then I'm like, okay, I pop it open, and it says, "Hello, I have had encounters with shadow people for the past 2 years. I'm 13, and I'm confused with what's going on. Whenever I saw him, I had always thought it was just me seeing things, until my brother was talking to my dad about how his closet door swung open and a tall, shadowy figure in the shape of a man walked out. My jaw dropped. I had done basic research and found a bit out about them. I don't know what to do, and over the past week, he's been wearing a top hat, just like the one I heard about in videos. I heard in the videos that the hat meant he wanted something. I don't know what to do. I'm afraid to tell my parents because I don't think they will listen. Please help me get rid of them so I can live my normal life again without a ghost following me around everywhere I go." Ah! A 13-year-old. I've had 8-year-olds write me. I'm like, how is this 8-year-olds write better than a 60-year-old? That's crazy.
Right.
And I'm like, you know, again, I feel like jumping on a plane and going out to this kid. I'm like, what on earth is going on? You know, and it's like, how would you like to be in your bedroom at night and the door to your closet swings open, dude with the top hat walks out? I mean, crap your sheets.
So, so you're saying that there's like been a step up in like an increase in these stories?
Yes.
And then I had somebody in chat ask, do you think maybe that it has anything to do with the increase in CERN activity? Like that maybe they're like making the veil more, you know, thin?
You know, I think that the veil has been thinning out anyways.
I do
so
too. Yeah.
It's hard to say it's one thing or another, because I was told a long time ago that this would be happening, and that we need to be prepared when people start reporting seeing these on a regular basis. The battle is increasing. The battle between good and evil. There'll be good aliens, bad aliens, these demonic, shadowy people, and this Hat Man guy. And Jesus encounters are increasing as well. That's important to know. Hugely. Angelic encounters, miracles. These star children are popping up too.
Man, I was just reading the YouTube news. They send me little articles and stuff like that, because after you reach a certain amount of views and all, you get little tips and things to go and look at and stuff that might be along the line of what you're doing.
So all those hose videos came up? I'm just kidding.
No, actually it was videos about the Muslim countries where Christians can't go.
Yeah.
And thousands and thousands, I mean like hundreds of thousands of Muslim are seeing Jesus is coming to them in dreams and visions, and no Christian could go there because they get their head cut off, right? And it's even causing problems with the people that are having the dream and vision, because they're changing. I mean, they're absolutely going from Muslim to believing in Jesus, right? Not really being a Christian, but they're a believer in Christ. And it's causing big old giant problems. And they're saying in the hundreds of thousands this is happening.
Yep.
And that to me is like, whoa, like hundreds of thousands. That's huge.
You know that over there, if you are not following their faith, their religion, so for
it's
them,
almost like that here. Are you kidding? Yeah, you go out and say something here and see what happens.
So for them to really come out and say, somebody came to me last night that has totally changed my life. I am now a believer in this religion. Something had to have happened, because major, not just anybody is going to change the religion overnight just to do it. Especially a family or a family member who has kids and a wife. Right. It'd be stupid of them to,
Well, I read one, or really, I guess I watched one, and the guy was talking about the Hat Man, okay, and he was visiting him in his bedroom when he was in his prayers, and it was scaring him, and then finally it grabbed him and, had him up against the wall by the neck like it likes to do, and was choking him out. Yep. And he did everything he knew. He said in Allah's name, in Muhammad's name. I mean, he rattled them all off. Right. And then he said that actually Muhammad and Allah does not interfere with humans. So he doesn't know why he did it. He was scared. He thought it was going to kill him.
It told him this?
No, he knew from his own studying and research that Allah doesn't. You will not see Allah till you die. That's what he said. And
you will not see Allah in the.
Right. He does not interfere with human activity at all.
Gotcha. Okay.
But then, this thing was coming after him, and then it came like the third time and had him up against the wall, choking him out, and he thought he was going to die, and then he had a thought that said, just say Jesus. And he's like, Jesus, But when you're at the death's door, and somebody throws you a rope, you grab it, So he did it, and this thing like flew out of there.
Yeah.
And the next thing he knows was Jesus was right there and forgiving him.
Wow.
And he changed from that point on.
Isn't that amazing?
Yeah, what was really weird is he said that he didn't know much about it, so he asked for the book. He needed a book, and the very next morning, somebody walked by, and said, "Hey, I heard you need a book," and gave him a book. And that was it for him.
The Bible,
right?
You
and that was it for him. He was totally a believer after that. You know what I mean? Like totally.
Like, what are the odds?
Yeah.
You gotta share that link, Alan.
Oh, I will. I'll put it on my YouTube.
Please do. I've got right in front of me here. I've got it on my Audible on audiobooks. These are 2 books written on those who are Muslim that have seen Jesus and are converting. One book is called Dreams and Visions, and the other one is called where is it? A Wind in the House of Islam.
Oh.
So those are two books on people. That's how big of a influx is going on. People are taking note of Jesus is showing up, and Hat Man is showing up. And it's like
they're fighting over.
People, if Hat Man's showing up to you and you haven't seen Jesus, I'd be a little concerned about why this guy on that side of the fence showed up versus Jesus. But I've known people that both have shown up too. So, doesn't mean you're fully screwed, but it means you may need to shake up your faith a little.
Yeah, it sounds like he's like maybe the front lines where they're warring or battling.
They're fighting over the soul there.
Yeah, getting their soldiers lined up.
Because it's coming. Whatever it is, it's coming.
Mm-hmm.
It really is, and I feel like I'm watching it, and it's not going in slow motion. It's just burrowing forward like, oh no. Crazy stuff.
Trip. No.
So that's what I wanted to focus on today.
Cool.
I sent over that, I don't know if I sent you that picture. I'm sure you highlighted on the topic of the Bigfoot video. That was...
let me look here. There.
Where somebody was using a drone flying over.
Oh, there it is. Yeah, let me put that up.
Oh, yeah, I remember that one. I never could see it. I was on my phone, but...
This is the picture, the still of it. From that video. It was pretty crazy. Did you want me to go over what it says?
Yeah, go for it.
Okay, all right, so this is the story that is connected to a video of a guy that was flying a drone and then saw something that was running at a good clip, okay, through this field, and then they try to hone in on it, but it moved pretty darn fast, and lo and behold, this is what he caught. So it says an online video of an alleged Bigfoot sighting in southeast Idaho has been creating quite a stir over the past few days. The 2-minute, 24-second video entitled Possible Bigfoot in Idaho. Flying the drone around and ran across this is what they posted on June 2nd. The duration of the video consists of drone footage over a clearing near the Hawkins Reservoir west of Downey in southeast Idaho. The reservoir is located approximately 35 miles south of Pocatello. Okay. A mysterious hairy figure seemingly running on 2 legs becomes visible approximately 25 seconds on the mark. It then runs across the field and into a wooded area as the drone flies over the area. The videographer, who wishes to remain anonymous due to fears of public ridicule, I don't know where that would come from, said he initially thought the figure he captured was just an animal. However, he noticed the figure seemed to be running upright, which grabbed his attention. And this is him saying, I said, wait a minute, that's not right. A still shot from the footage, which was provided by the videographer, indicates the figure is hairy and light brown in color. However, since the YouTube footage was shared on Idaho State Journal's Facebook page, so this went in the paper, last Sunday evening, numerous commentators on the page noted how difficult it is to actually see the running figure in the video, even though the YouTube video description recommends viewing the video on a large computer monitor. The drone is quite high in the sky, and by the time the camera starts to zoom in on the figure, it has disappeared into the wooded area. Because of the difficulty of getting a clear shot of the running figure, Idaho State University professor, noted Bigfoot expert Dr. Jeff Meldrum, said the identity of the figure is inconclusive. And he says, quote, I had to expand the size of the video to clearly see it on my 22-inch computer monitor, and those screens for drone cameras are usually no bigger than a cell phone screen, he said. How could he have picked up that little speck and then zoom in and fly directly at the point where it entered the forest? Meldrum also said that from his studies of Sasquatch, he said it's unusual for them to be found in the immediate habitat surrounding Hawkins Reservoir. I'm like, wow, he knows Bigfoot? And then he goes, quote, I can imagine them crossing areas that aren't their prime habitat to get to one place to another or find another member of their species, he said. But I can't imagine that they would do that in broad daylight. The videographer, who said he has lived in southeast Idaho for over 30 years, said he isn't sure what the figure in the video is exactly. However, he said this footage has piqued his interest so much that he has invested $400 more in specialized Adobe video software so he can get the clearest zoomed-in footage of the mysterious figure possible. The footage was taken approximately a week and a half ago, according to the videographer, who says he commonly uses his drone to take wilderness and wildlife shots from the air. He says, if I fly my drone everywhere, I get video of elk, deer, rivers, all kinds of things. He said, usually pretty good views, but nobody else can see. I don't know what that means, but that's it. Is it crazy?
Yeah, that is.
That is crazy.
I watched it a bunch of times on my phone, but I could never see it.
Right.
I mean, there was nothing. You know, I'm like, what are they looking at?
Oh, I could see it. It's just really tiny.
Yeah.
But this still is like, really? I mean, when you're watching the video, it is difficult to see that size of something.
Yeah.
And he was looking at his little phone. I mean, that's what they use, a little bitty thing.
Right.
How could he see it?
Yeah.
Not unless it was all planned hoaxed. Somebody in a $99
like
Bigfoot suit like mine.
Yeah.
Like the one I used to have.
Not even that. I mean, the resolution on that's crap. So
yeah, you can't. Oh, yeah, you can't.
do that with a camouflage jumpsuit.
You can't.
Yeah, in fact, I was going to tell you, Heidi, if you ever get any pictures or anything from people, Mickey's actually the guy that you want to send them to.
Oh, okay.
Because he could verify them pretty easy. You know, like, I mean, he's really good at it. Really good.
Yeah, he works for law enforcement, and this is what he does, and he's good at it. So that's why we have him part of the team and to debunk. Because, you know, we're here to tell we're here to give the truth. We're not going to...
Well, he has his own website that you can...
Yeah, what is your website?
www.mickeyburrow, MICKEY, BURROW .com.
You can make it a song.
MickeyBurrow.com.
Micky Burrow.
So go take a look at his stuff. He's been on episode with Ghost Adventures.
Yep.
New Detectives.
I was on the New Detectives. I was on Trauma Life in the ER.
That was a good one.
Quite a few.
Did you hurt yourself?
No, I was actually there taking photos. That was part of the crime scene investigation.
And Monsters and Mysteries with us on the windows. So he was our investigator out there.
He's famous.
Woohoo!
Thanks right there. All right, Heidi.
We'll be taking autographs, $10 a piece.
No kidding.
Outside.
We got to make some money somehow. All right. So next week, same time.
Same time.
Same place.
Bat time, same bat channel.
That's right. Dang it. All right, Heidi. Thank you very much. Take care of yourself, and we'll see you next week.
Bye, Heidi.
Good night.
All right.
See you, Heidi. Take care.
Bye-bye.
All right, that was Heidi. We haven't heard from her in a while.
Long while.
You know.
That's because we fired her.
Yeah, and I hired her back, and then fired her again, and hired her back. Yeah, whatever. Just rumors. Nothing but rumors.
The rumor mill.
So, all right, it's 8:10. We went 10 minutes over the hour.
Oh, no.
Can't have that happen. No. So there you go. We'll be back next week. Let me adjust a couple things over here.
And hopefully live stream plays nice next week.
I really doubt it. So, okay, you guys.
Don't expect the video until Tuesday.
That's funny how that comes up. Hold on. There you go. All right, you guys. That's it for us. We'll see you guys next week. For Jeffrey Gonzalez, Alan Thomas, Danny Valderrama, Heidi Hollis, and Micky Burrow, have a great night. Happy Father's Day, and we'll see you next Sunday. Take care. Bye.
You have have been listening to Paranormal Central with Jeffrey Gonzalez and Alan Thomas, broadcasting worldwide at paranormalcentral.net and on artbell.com. Stay tuned for next time. Remember to keep your eyes to the skies, and we hope you witness something you cannot explain.